All right, so we're going to keep going with What Do You Know, Part 2. And I need someone who identifies as Hispanic or Latino or Latina. Where are you from? Or where's your family from? Where? Venezuela? Okay. Okay, cool. Come on. Cool, man. You can stand, you can sit, you can however you want. What's your name?
Emiliana.
Emiliani?
Emiliana.
Wait, say it again.
Emiliana.
Emiliana. Okay. Don't forget, I have tinnitus, so like sometimes I have to get really close. Okay, so here's yours. That's your. Tell us something about the border wall. And remember, you were here last class, right?
Yeah.
So remember, this is you. You got 3 minutes to just say something that you know about the border wall, and what it means, and like what you think people should know or what you know.
I think it's a division that Trump is trying to make because he thinks that us Latinos are like dangerous to America. But that wall already exists, though. He's just trying to make it bigger. And I don't know what else about it. It's just a wall.
It's a wall.
Well, but it's also like making people think of like it's trying to secure, like, so I don't know how to say it, just like make them stay in here. But we all know that walls don't work because World War II, there was a wall already.
Okay, so when you say it already exists, what do you mean by that?
There was a wall already trying to divide two kinds of people.
Uh-huh. Okay, so how does the wall affect or impact people in Venezuela?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No.
How is that, or why is that?
Well, we're further down, so we don't cross the border like that. We don't walk all the way from my country here.
Uh-huh.
We try to fly in.
Uh-huh. Okay. So who's got a question for Emiliana, right? Bro, you again? Hang on. Someone else. Who's got a question for Emiliana about the border wall? Hang on. I'm gonna go to you, but I will rarely do this. So I'm only gonna do it just because I like your hat. All right, Mom.
Just as like a culture and like just like being like Hispanic or however you like your culture, how does it like I guess like make you feel as a person that like you have an asshole in the office, like just saying like you're a horrible person, they want to keep you out, like not like how it affects you migrating to the US, but like how does it make you feel like as a culture that like someone just thinks you're terrible and like they don't want you here? Like does that like get reflected in society at all?
Do you feel like we don't want you?
What?
Do you feel like we don't want you?
You don't what?
We don't want you?
Well, I don't feel like that. Like, I came here legally, so I don't have any issues. But I do think that sometimes they just like associate Latinos with like bad things and just like poor people trying to come to the U.S. to find better opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Which we're trying to find an education here, but most of us are not. Well, I am because Venezuela and stuff, but most of other Latinos are not trying to come here and just stay here. Most people just want to go back to their countries.
So you're Venezuelan. Are you here just to study?
No.
So, okay. All right. Yes, ma'am.
You said you came here legally. Like, was that process hard? Like, is that something that's like, is it something that you were okay going through? Did you think it was a very long, strenuous process that you can understand why people are avoiding it and coming through, like, over the wall other ways?
I don't think it was hard. It was just like annoying because you have to like find a lot of paperwork and just go to the place like really early, make a long line. And there's, depending on like what your papers say, it's easier or not. When I went to get my visa, I got accepted, but all the people that were like in the room with me got denied. So.
And how did you get accepted and they get denied?
I don't know. That's just depending on the guy that gets you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Hang on, man. Hang on. Make it a good one, my friend.
Do you find it unfair that there are people coming in illegally while you did the proper way by coming in legally, and there are other people coming in illegally and effectively cutting the line?
I don't find it unfair because we have different opportunities. People who are coming legally here, they just don't have the opportunities to do that process because they know they're probably will get denied because of your like economic background and stuff. Because you're not able to stay here without working illegally.
Dude, okay, that's a good question. All right. I have a bunch, but we'll come back and we'll talk about this issue later. Thanks. Nice job. All these issues are issues we're going to talk about as we move forward in different ways. Okay, I need someone who is, how about now, Asian from the subcontinent, but born in the United States. So Indian, Asian Indian, but born in the United States. Who do we have? Bro, that is you. You spent all your life in the U.S.? All right, that's good enough. All right. Wait, you weren't up here the other day, right? All right, come on. When did you come? When did you come to the U.S.?
So my father, he was studying
Wait,
in...
hang on one second. No. Shake hands. All right, dude.
All right, so I was born in India, but my dad, he was getting his postdoc at Chapel Hill. So I moved to North Carolina when I was like 3 months old. Then I moved to New Jersey, and I lived there ever since.
Yeah, we're in Jersey.
It's like by the Lehigh Valley area.
All right, man. Ready? Here's yours.
Oh, boy. All right, so from what I've seen and what I've heard, white supremacy is like when people take pride in their skin color. Like, for example, like some people say, like, hey, I'm white, so I'm a lot better than you in every aspect. Like, I'm smarter than you, I'm more attractive than you, I have better chance of getting to college than you, everything. And then they, like, shit talk you and basically make you try to feel bad and try to make you feel inferior, stuff like that.
So where have you encountered white supremacy?
I personally haven't really encountered white supremacy that much, but my best friends definitely have. Like, my friend, he's Filipino, and he told me at a gas station, he had a bunch of, like, white guys calling them, excuse my language, chinks, and saying, like, go back to Asia or stuff like that. And my friends, he's, like, a really level-headed guy, so he didn't really let it get to him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I personally really haven't experienced it that much from where I grew up.
So is white supremacy is like, well, hang on now. It's like an ideology. It's
like a belief. Like, it's like
Belief?
you believe that your white skin gives you an advantage in the world. Like, they just from your skin color, not your intelligence, not like your hard work, your work ethic. Literally, just your white skin.
all right, man. Who's got a question? Wait, what's your name again?
My name is Ab, or short for Abhishek.
Ab. Who's got a question for Ab? Anybody? Yes. Yo, Peter, do you have a mic up there? Can you? Wait, who had it? No. Oh. Haley, can you get him a mic? Yep.
Do you think there's a difference between being a white supremacist and just being racist?
I guess I think so. Yeah, because being a white supremacist, you can be a white supremacist and a racist. But I know some people who are racist who are not white. Like this one couple guys I know, they're like Chinese, and they're saying like how I belong in tech supports, or that I'm Indian and I'm like too smart, even though in reality I'm really not that smart.
Yeah. Wait, what year are you here?
I'm a senior right now.
What's your GPA?
About like a 3.4.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, it depends on your major. What's your major?
Molecular biology.
Biology? Molecular biology?
Hell yeah.
Oh, well, you're all right. If it was sociology, I would say, wow, all right. So who else has a question for Ab? Yeah, Peter, where are you at? Right up, that dude right there. Oh, dude, you were up here the other day. All right, man.
So how does it feel like if when you're in like in a community full of white people, like does it feel like you're unwelcomed, or does it feel like
I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to ask you to repeat the question. I didn't really hear you.
It's like, do you still feel like unwelcomed in the community these days, or is it like what does it like feel like with white supremacy?
I personally don't really feel unwelcome. Like ever since coming to Penn State, I never really had to worry about people like making me feel unwelcome just because of who I am or just because I'm Indian. So like personally, I really have not.
That's good.
Cool. All right, man. Well, you're welcome here, my friend.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. And who's got another question? Yo, at the top in the back, man. Ali, right? Yep. All right, man. So we're Have you ever had any racist, to quote, racist experience happen to you?
I've been stopped by the cops a few times. And
Were you speeding?
No, we were literally just biking behind a Target, and they stopped us because they thought we stole an iPhone, and they kept us there for like 45 minutes. I was like 16. I was crapping my pants. I literally just wanted to go home and eat my mom's dinner, but no, I was stopped by the cops. And then they like kept us there for like 30, 45 minutes asking like, hey, like where you guys going? Did you steal a phone?
Yeah.
And like I was like, dude, I'm just trying to go home. And then they let us go after 45 minutes. Then he came back. But they told us, yo, we actually got the guy. So, and then I got to go home.
Oh, yeah, so that's cool, man. All right, bro.
I know you said you didn't like experience a lot of racism, but would you say there's a lot of effects of racism throughout society that aren't explicit but implicit that affected you?
I guess so, yeah. Like, for example, my name is Abhishek, and it's like Indian, so that can probably like, there could be some bias already because you haven't met, like some people haven't met me, but they can like already be biased against me. Like, if like, for example, they're like picking people for like their teams and they see a name called Abhishek, they're like, yeah, hell no. Because like he's Indian, he probably doesn't know a lot about the United States, stuff like that. So how can I tell he's going to be stupid? Stuff like this is one example.
Unless you're playing cricket, in which
Maybe.
case maybe you'd know. I wouldn't want someone named Bob on my cricket team, you know.
Yeah, I guess
Are you into sports?
Yeah, I'm into sports. My dad's super into cricket. He tries to get me to wake up at 6 a.m. every Saturday morning.
Dude.
That's not going to happen.
All right. All right. Listen, thanks, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, man. Okay, so we need a football fan, someone who's really into football, but from like the D.C. area, maybe. No, yeah, Pittsburgh. No, that doesn't count. Dude. Pittsburgh isn't football, so come on. Steelers, like, come on. Bro. You're a football fan from D.C.? From the area? All right, come on. Sorry, Mom. You know what I mean? Sorry. Just trying to start a fight in here, that's all. You know? All right.
Hi.
There you are. Okay, so what's your name?
Marissa.
Marissa?
Yeah.
All right, here's yours. Tell us about that word.
The word.
Tell us about it.
The word, not the team.
It's a word, not a team.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah, tell us, just tell us about it. Redskins. So you got a lot of students who are not from the United States in here.
Mm-hmm.
You got people watching the stream who are not from the United States in here.
Right.
And so they see that word, it really doesn't mean anything to them. They don't understand.
Right.
But for you,
Right.
for me, we know there's, what is it? Like, what's going on? Walk us through.
So Redskins can be considered a connotation for American Indians who, I mean, like the American Indian population, who, I mean, they were here before us. So, but some people don't like that the Washington football team is called that because it can be considered a negative term to call Native Americans.
It can be how is it negative? Like, what would say more about that? By the way, this isn't a trick at all. There's nothing really here. So, like, what's
Right.
negative about it? that you know of?
I mean, I haven't really thought much about it, but I don't know. Even like I wouldn't consider calling them like their skin to be a particular color.
Like if they were called the Washington Whiteys or the Washington Whiteskins or something, that would be sort of...
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just like any other color, like if you're going to call a particular population by the color of their skin, like no one's going to like that or appreciate that.
Okay, question. Who's got a question? All right, Pittsburgh guy right here, man. This is your chance. You can throw shade at the Redskins, too. Are they still called the Redskins?
Yes.
They are? All right, dude.
I'm not going to start any fights. So,
Wait, what's your name?
my name is Nick.
Nick.
So, in the past, you've seen how, people were petitioning to, get the Redskins name changed because they thought it was offensive. And what are your personal feelings about that? Do you feel like that they need to change, or do you think that they can stay the same?
Dude, great question. Really put her on the spot right here.
Honestly, I haven't really thought a lot about it. However, I would sympathize with the people that want to change the name just because, just like anything else, like people take offense to things, and especially that population of people wouldn't want to necessarily have, like, I don't want to make an example of something else, but like no, okay. So if we were called like the Washington white supremacists, like I would totally be against that too. But was that bad? I don't know.
No, that's all right. No, dude, hang on. You killed it. You successfully.
No, I didn't.
You know. You did.
No,
listen, for a white person who's on the spot and doesn't want to be racist, you did something a lot of white people do, which is move your lips and make words come out of your mouth, but not actually say much of anything that could be construed in one way, shape, or form, right? No, listen, that's not a dig on you.
Basically, I didn't
No.
say anything.
Dude, listen, this is a hot button issue.
Right, like I completely understand why people don't want the Washington Redskins to be called that, and it's hard because it's been around so long and it's been a part of the NFL for so long, and people are now speaking up about it, and I will support them in that.
Cool.
So.
Cool. Hey, by the way, that wasn't a dig at you, like say that you said a bunch of stuff, but you didn't really say anything, because that's what most of us do when we talk about race issues and these kinds of issues, right? Because nobody wants to say the wrong thing and be called out, and like, come on, like you have no idea who's watching, right? So who else? Anyone else have a question? You have a question? Wait, hang on. I'm just gonna go to. Oh, you are on, my friend, because you got an awesome shirt on. So.
Oh, thank you. Now,
Wait, what's your name?
Khalil.
Khalil.
If they were to change the name, would you personally be mad?
No.
Okay.
Dude.
Khalil. As long as they're not taking away our football team, like the name, like the name is irrelevant.
Yeah, so is the team. They haven't won a game in years.
You know.
Right? I do. All right. So anyway, okay.
Another issue. Okay.
Yeah, that's another. Okay.
Another issue.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did well. Cool. Thanks, Mom. All right, Mom. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. All right, I need somebody from Saudi Arabia. Preferably, it'd be cooler if it was a woman. If we got a woman from Saudi Arabia. This is a good one, actually. This is actually not a really difficult one. Anybody want to volunteer? Any women from Saudi? Okay, I'll take a guy then. If I don't have a woman, it'll be a guy. I need a Saudi. Bro, you are on, my friend. Wait, hang on. First off, are there no women from Saudi in here? You would know, right? Don't you know every Saudi student? All right, come here. You just, all right, come on down. You're on. Wouldn't he know? I mean, come on. Bro, seriously, here, come here. What's your name?
My name is Amr.
Amir?
Amr, yes.
Amir? Dude, seriously, are there no women from Saudi in here? Ali, help me out here. Are there, like, no Saudi women in here? Because I really want to do a woman and a man on this one. Do you see anybody?
I don't really know Saudi women here.
Yeah? All right, man. Okay, let's go. You're on, bro. You're gonna hold this down on your own. Are you ready? Oh, yeah. Oh.
So, guardianship.
Wait, hang on a second. Where are you from? Yeah. Where? What's that? Wisconsin. Oh, that's close. Come on. Are you kidding me? All right. Oh, yeah. Now, okay. All right. Now, that's good. We'll use you there. All right, my friend. You are on, man. Guardianship laws. Wait, first off, how do you say it in Arabic?
إسقاط الولاية.
Wait, say it again?
إسقاط الولاية.
Okay. I got that. Peter, that's like me pronouncing your name, right? All right.
Okay. So, what should I talk about?
You're going to just tell what are guardianship laws? What's going on?
Okay, guardianship laws are some rules in Saudi Arabia that makes the man controls the woman. It's not like they control them, but in some documents or some services, women couldn't in the past do them because they saw it as a man seeing other women and these stuffs. But now it's all changed thanks to our king and okay. And
can you dude, you're doing exactly what Marissa did. You're just moving your lips, and I'm not hearing you say anything.
But it's all changed now, you know.
No, what was it though? When you say men controlling women, what do you mean? Like controlling women? Like controlling
not
how
controlling,
they wear their hair?
no. Actually, my mother controls my father, so,
Yeah.
so it's not controlling, but it is a rule. It was not a rule, but something for the government itself. And it was a cultural thing, more than a government issue. But now it's different.
So give me one facet of life in which men would control women.
Not controlling, but sometimes when a man, a woman couldn't get a passport.
A passport and
Yes.
travel on her own.
Yes, but now they can.
Okay, got
So,
it. All right.
That's the
So now they
difference.
can. They've
Yes,
changed it.
they-
How about women driving? Same thing?
Yes, my mother drives, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has she always driven?
What?
Has she always driven?
No, in the past she couldn't because of the laws.
Yeah.
But now it's changed, so
How is her driving?
yeah, he drives better than me.
Yeah? All right, man. Question. Wait, what's your name again?
Amr.
Amr. Question for AMR?
AMR, yes.
Yeah, okay, got it. Amr. Yo, over here. Yo, I got this one, man. Yo, who else has a question? And he'll get the mic to you. All right, Amr, this is going to be a tough question right here. I can feel it. Don't let him off easy. You can stand up, by the way, so we get you.
So I'm curious, historically, do you know what the necessity behind this was?
Excuse me?
Historically, what was the necessity behind these laws?
It was related to religion first. But because of some people defined the religion as like this. But in the religion itself, there is no laws that forbid women from doing these things. But it's more of a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. So the necessity of that. Yes, ma'am. Right, Brio, anybody over here who's got a question? Come on, dudes, hang on a second. Let me be really clear about this. Here is a country that for years and years of years, women couldn't do simple things like go off on their own, get a passport, travel somewhere, go where they want to go, travel freely, all sorts of things. And we got a guy that can tell you about how and why that is. Are you not curious about that? I'm like,
I have a question
come on,
here.
man. Yeah, all right.
Hey, so I'm curious, in a theocracy like Saudi Arabia, how do you see kind of newer generations or younger people reacting to more conservative laws or practices as the years go by?
Dude, great question.
So your question is about relationships?
Yeah, just how things have... Here, I'll reframe it for you, man.
Okay. We see that a man should not go out with a woman unless he is going to marry
No,
her.
not relationships. Hang on. I'll do it. So in your country,
Yes.
how your generation, the younger people,
Yes.
how are you seeing all these old rules from older generations?
Okay. We see them as old rules. So
Old?
they are old. Yes, it does not depend on... it's a little bit brainless. Not brainless totally, but some of them are just rules for nothing.
It's kind of like here in the United States, the laws that believing that people who are gay and lesbians shouldn't get married,
yeah.
right? Stuff like that. Gays and lesbians get married in Saudi Arabia, right? Don't they?
No.
Oh, they don't? Oh my God, I'm surprised. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, you're on.
So did you find that before the law changed, it was genuinely accepted by the women, or was there a lot of anger and resistance
Dude.
because of the cultural difference?
Awesome question.
Yes, it was accepted by all culture.
Wait, hang on. You mean your mom didn't really want to drive? She's like, yeah, cool, I don't want to drive anyway.
Yes.
Yeah? All right. Okay. Somehow, I don't know, man. All right. We got a lot of questions here. Listen, man, here's what's going to happen. We're going to come back to this question. Okay. So I'm going to just let you off the hook for a second, just because we got to move on and do other ones.
Okay, sure.
But Amir,
Yes.
thanks, man. You rocked it. So we will come back to that. That's cool. You know, one thing that this... Okay, I need an African. Somebody from Africa. From Africa, not African. Where are you from, bro? Cameroon? Awesome. Wait, were you up here already? All right, come on, man. You are on. One thing that this does is help me to just kind of really see what the questions are and the interests in the room. All right, what's your name?
Michael.
Michael. All right, here you go. And all the African Americans in the room and the Caribbeans are wondering, what's this African going to say about this?
It's funny, I was actually talking to my old roommate about this like just a few hours ago, and he's white and he's done it a few times. Wow. So I'll admit I've actually been lucky enough to learn a lot about the culture here, about the history, and basically learn about how African history is intertwined with African American history and so on. And dropping the N-bomb regardless of whether you mean it or not.
Well, hang on. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Dude. Do y'all know what it is? Bro, hang on. Do you know what this is? Do you know what that means?
No.
No, he doesn't know. Who else? He's like nuclear bomb. We're talking about Japan. Like, wait, who else doesn't know what it means? Do you know what it is? Who else? Wait, who else doesn't know what it means? Who? Wait, who doesn't know what it means? Seriously, some international students who just, you don't know what it means? Seriously? Well, hang on. Can you pass that down real fast? Just go all the way down. This is awesome, man. So, what's your name?
Deliam.
What is it?
Deliam.
What do you think it means?
I don't know.
You don't have any idea?
No.
Dude. Tell her. You got to tell her though. Someone tell her.
Pretty straight to the point. It's saying nigger or nigga, or
okay. Yeah.
any other conversion of that word.
Now I know what it is. Okay. Yeah, but I didn't know the expression like the N-bomb.
What's that?
I know what like the term is, but not the N-bomb. Like what the.
Oh, I got you. The N-bomb. Well, that's because I'm not going to say it in class.
Okay.
Because I would get. Wait, hang on. I would get. What would I get? What would happen to me? I'd get canceled, man. If I dropped the M. Okay, got it, bro. You're still totally confused over this. Our Chinese friend here is. Okay, go ahead, man. So tell us about it. What else do you have to say, and then we're going to take questions.
So it's a word rooted in slavery. It's a word that was predominantly used by white slave owners and masters in order to refer to their slaves who were originated from Africa or other similar continents. Wow. It's actually incredible how lightheartedly it is taken by a lot of people, not only just people that are not of color, but also people of color, because it's very easy to allow the word to become meaningless, and there always comes an issue where, you want to tell, when you want to tell your, friend who's not of color, like, you can't say the N-word. Mm-hmm. But they hit you with I don't think anyone should be able to say it. And you're kind of put in a weird place because I have a different heritage, I have a different history and culture, and it affects me in a different way that no other word can affect any other person. And it's a very heavy word. It's a word I try to say a lot less because of its connotations and history. Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay. All right, cool. Question. Just got a question. Oh, man. Okay. You and then you. Wait, what's your name?
My name is Kayla.
Kayla.
What is your opinion on this word? Like, do you think that only people of color black people can say it? Or are you just like, nobody should be able to say this word?
Should I go ahead?
You're good, man.
Okay. Over time...
You don't have to answer that, by the way. You can just think about it, but go ahead.
So over time, it's really become ingrained in the culture of black people here in the U.S., or black people. A lot of black people in general do say it, but especially here in the U.S., it's become ingrained in the culture where it, in many senses, is used as a word of acknowledgement or recognition. And that in its own self is slightly problematic, as in it doesn't really pertain to exactly what the word itself originates from. I'd say personally, it's a word that shouldn't in itself have ever become something that people say, just because of its roots and exactly where it came from. So, yeah.
Hey, how do people use it in Cameroon?
Very lightheartedly, because so my family is from Cameroon. I was born in Atlanta and moved to Cameroon at about 4 months. So, I've had this whole thing of growing up as an American citizen outside of America, And hearing other people use it, I didn't really think that much about it until I really spent a lot of time here.
Yeah.
So they use it really lightheartedly because a lot of people don't really know like where it comes from.
Yep. Okay, cool. Yes, ma'am. Kayla, nice question.
Let me say my name. My name is Amira. My question is, like you said, like we turn the negative word into kind of like a term of endearment, similar to the way that like females call each other the B word, but like if a man calls us the B word, like don't do that. Yeah. But my question to you is, do you have like friends that aren't black, but like they use the word and like you let it slide because it's like, oh, you're my friend, so you can say the N word because I can say the N word?
No. That is one place that all of my friends who are not black, they know they cannot go with me. Like I was talking about my roommate, he was singing a Logic song and he said the N-word around me. And I had to go into a whole conversation with him about why I'm not comfortable with that and why I don't think he should be saying it at all. Or just in general, if anybody says that word to me or around me, you know, if two white friends are joking, or if two individuals who are not black are joking and say the word, I'm going to call them out and be like, why are you using that word? Does it pertain to you? What makes you think you can use that word?
Okay. Final question. Yes, ma'am. Nice
Okay.
question, by the way.
So I'm Ethiopian.
Wait, what's your name?
My name is Amila Danique. Do you want me to stand up?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Ethiopian. The history of my country, we've never been colonized or anything like that. So I've encountered multiple times someone saying I can't use the word because I don't share the same history. And I try, I definitely use the word because I know in America nobody's gonna look at me and be like, oh, you're an Ethiopian. I'm not gonna use the N-word towards you. I'm not gonna discriminate against you. You're still not in, the N-word doesn't apply to you. So I don't feel as though I should separate myself from that. And I know you said that you try not to use the word often, but do you feel as though that word doesn't apply to you?
That's a really good question. I have gotten the same thing where I'm told, oh, you're Cameroonian. You know, you can't use that word because we're not from the same situation. We're not, you don't have our experiences. But even though this may sound problematic, what I do personally believe is we're from the same place. We came from the same place against our will or by whichever method. And I can't justify using the word, but I also can't have the word being used. I also can't use the word and necessarily feel a strong sense of I don't belong or I don't relate to you, because there is in essence that feeling of, I see you and I see me. That's a means of division between us. I don't think that word in itself should be used as a divisive factor.
Dude, very thoughtful response, man. Hey, you're from Ethiopia?
I am.
From Addis?
Yeah.
So how do people use the word in Ethiopia?
Well, I feel like the youth now, I call them the new age Abishas, they kind of just really really idolize the African American culture here, the rap music, all of that. So they use it in the same ways, but I know my parents and my parents' generation, they strongly are against using that word at all.
Yeah.
My brothers and I and stuff, my parents would be so disappointed if they heard us using the word.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, really fast. Last quick comment.
Yeah, I don't use it with my parents or my family, or my brothers. If my little brother would call me a nigga, it would not be it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Dude, all right, cool. Thoughtful response, man. Thanks. All right, man. I need somebody who has Palestinian ancestry. Who's got Palestinian ancestry? Of some sort. You know, you got... Who's got Palestinian ancestry? Anybody? Well, seriously, nobody? This would be the first time ever. There's no one... You don't have to be Palestinian, but you have... Your dad's Palestinian? Oh, come on, man. That would be Palestinian ancestry, my friend. Do you have Palestinian ancestry? Oh, all right. All right. Okay, here we go. There you are.
I'm Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
McGarry.
McGarry?
Yeah.
So where are you from in the U.S.?
I was born here. My dad was born in Palestine.
Where in Palestine?
Gaza.
In Gaza? Where in oh yeah, okay, Gaza City. I mean, in Gaza. Yeah. Okay, so listen, man. So here's this one.
I don't know what that says.
You know what? Let me help you. Yom Ha'atzmaut. You can say that. Yom.
I don't know what it means.
I know I'm going to tell you, but first you got to say it. Yom.
Yom.
Ha'atz.
Ha'atz.
Maut.
No, did I just say something offensive?
No. Yeah, you wouldn't put it past me to do that, but no, you didn't. So that means that's Happy Independence Day. That's the Independence Day for Israelis. Okay?
I mean,
explain that. Explain why that's so important for Israelis.
I mean, I know there was like a big fight over like the Capitol and all.
Wait, hang on a sec.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm going to help you out really
Okay.
fast. This is like this. So, of all the things that I've asked right now, of all the questions I've asked of different people, she's more on the spot than anybody.
Why?
Just because this is a big deal. Come on, man. If your friends if people in Gaza are watching you and your Palestinian relatives and so on, what are you going to say? But what we want you to do is tell the class, like, so Independence Day for Israelis, what is that?
I mean, I know there was like a huge conflict over like the capital for like Jerusalem and all them, so I'm not sure if that has something to do with it. I don't know. I'm kind of lost. I don't really know what else to say.
Why do you think? What does Independence Day mean for Israel, for Jewish people in Israel? People of Jewish ancestry in Israel. What does?
When Jerusalem's the capital of Israel?
No, just think about Independence Day, the creation of the state of Israel, right?
Yeah.
What's that mean for Jewish Israelis? Let's just say, stick with Jewish Israelis.
Okay.
There are Arab Israelis as well.
Okay, yeah. So
But
I
just
know
stick
that
right there.
there's a really big conflict, especially religiously, I guess, because there was first like Muslims there, and then, or I don't know if they were first, but there's Muslims there, and then Jews there, and then there's the whole conflict. I don't know if I'm on the right page here.
No, go ahead. There is no right page, but what would you say?
So I guess you said Jewish Israelis?
Yeah, just Jewish people.
Just Jewish people that, like, their religion's been, like, in an established place, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Okay, all right. Well, what if let me help. Just like, so why is it a big deal? Like, what did Jewish people go through? Like, what is like the...
I mean, it's not the same exact thing as, like, America, but it's like when you, like, get your, like, country, like, established as a country, it's like you feel like you have, like a home, like, somewhere, like, you belong, I guess, somewhere that, like, Judaism was, like, established, and that's, like, where they're from.
Uh-huh.
So.
Okay. All right, cool. Somebody who's got a question? Who's got a question? Yes, ma'am.
So you said your dad's from Palestine.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in touch with your Palestinian side, or are you aware of what's going on there?
So my dad, so because no one in my house like grew up in like Middle Eastern, like my mom's white, so we never like grew up like speaking Arabic or like culturally like that. If that's like kind of what you're getting at, I don't know if. But like Middle Eastern foods, like I love that. That's pretty good. Like I don't know. I have my name in Arabic on a necklace. I couldn't tell you how to actually say it or anything. My dad bought it for me as a present. So he does try to like keep it into our lives without kind of like pushing it on us to like be like the biggest part of our life unless we really want it to.
Okay, cool.
No, he moved to the States and stopped like practicing.
So next, someone at the top. Who has a question at the top? Microphone's up there. Who's got a question?
You got a question?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
What's up? I'm Steve. I was just wondering if you feel that the Israeli state essentially, like when it was formed, kind of took land away from Palestine and then currently is still continuing to do so with everything going on in Gaza.
I mean, like I'm biased, obviously, because my dad's Palestinian, so I don't think I can give a fair answer to that.
No, go ahead, give an answer.
I mean, because my dad has told me stories of things that have happened, like to him when he was a child, where like people would just like come in their homes and be like, "You have like 20 minutes to like, get all your stuff and leave." Like, so it's hard not to sympathize with like Palestinian people, knowing my dad went through that. So yeah, like.
Another question. Who's got a question? Anybody at the top? Dude, you are on, my friend. The tall one. The tall Indian.
You were born and raised here, right?
Yes.
So, just a random question. Are Jewish people considered white?
Are Jewish people considered white?
Yeah, just answer the question. What do you think? Are Jewish people white? That's actually a simple question. It's just yes or no.
No.
Or maybe. Or I don't know.
No, I know black and white people who are Jewish. Like,
all right.
No.
Okay. All right, man. You're done.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, man. By the way, I just want to point something out to you. That one, we'll come back to that. I'll give you my take on it, by the way. So if you feel like, remember, this isn't Sam talking in Social 119. This is just getting a lay of the land, okay? So now I need someone who's Jewish. Especially if you have a connection to Israel, would be really nice. Bro, you are on, my friend. What's your name?
Samuel.
Samuel? All right. How do you say that in Hebrew? Shmuel, right?
Shmuel.
Shmuel. And, all right, you ready?
Yeah. I have no idea what's that.
You don't know what it is? No. Oh, my God. Wait, are you, so...
Yes, I'm Jewish.
No, I got you. Are you from, have you lived in Israel?
No.
Talk in the mic.
I just have a passport from Israel.
You have a passport from the U.S. and from Israel?
No, I am from Venezuela.
Oh, Venezuela? All right, man. The Nakba is called what the Palestinians call Jewish Independence Day. Israeli Independence Day. It means like the catastrophe. So explain that to the class.
So it's the same as the last word, Yom Ha'atzmaut. The independence, the 1948. It's just the war that Israel liberated before getting an actual army, the IDF. And they did that. They won the war when the UN told the law of separation, an act that states how Israel is going to be divided. Israel accepted it, as I was told. I learned that. But most of the Arabic countries told no, so it didn't pass. And that's what I know.
So why do they call it the catastrophe? Why do Palestinians call it the catastrophe?
Well, as I know, as I learned in school, it all started before the 1948 when the lands were divided in World War One after World War One, and the British people won Israel as land, and they started dividing the Arabs and the Jews in Israel because they did bad things and they got unfavor with the Jews, and the Arab people didn't like that. And that's where all the conflict started. But that's what it is.
All right, man. Okay. Who's got a question for Shmuel? Can we say Shmuel? Am I saying it right? I should. It's my own name, Shmuel. All right. I'm named after my mother's Jewish gynecologist, by the way. I was her first child, and she didn't, her fifth child, and by that time you sort of stop even thinking about names until you see the child, because it doesn't really matter. And his name was Samuel Zucker, was his name, Shmuel Zucker, and so she said, I like your name, I'll name him after you, so she did. Dude, who's got a question for Shmuel? Anybody? Nobody have a question? Come on, yo. Now, Ali, not Ali again. Come on, someone besides Ali, who's got a question? About the Nakba. All right, go ahead, man. So, why do they call it the catastrophe? That's the key, man.
As I was taught, and saying everything that I was taught, that the Arabic countries and most of the
No, why do Palestinians, or like, what is the, it's not history, like, that's actually the question, but hang on, go ahead, yes ma'am.
Do you think that it's morally right to displace people, just like destroy their homes and like kick them out of a section of a country that they were like living in? Like,
dude, that is an immensely loaded one-side question. She said, do you think it's morally acceptable to displace people and destroy their homes?
Well, actually...
Wait, hang on, though. That's just an immensely... Okay,
sorry.
No, it's fine. You can. It's awesome that you're asking that question.
It's just what I'm seeing in the news. That's the only
right
what I'm seeing about this issue.
To the right of the guy in the red. All right, go ahead, man. Is it morally defensible?
So actually, in Israel, it's more acceptable than the news tell. Most of the Arab people live in the country, in the same places nearby. My grandma lives in Petah Tikva, and she lives near a lot of Arab people. He doesn't care that you live there, at least until you do something that's wrong. That's what the law states. So we don't displace anyone. You have your place to live in. We actually, the Prime Minister Netanyahu says that tries to give more land, but they are not accepting it. More land that you already have in Israel, in the country, is part of the UN states that's part of Israel. So we give you land, so we don't displace.
All right. Dude, it's immensely complex, man. Yeah.
It's an extremely complex problem.
Yeah. Anybody else have a quick question? Because we'll go on to the next one. Are we good? Hey, where are the attendance sheets, by the way? Where's the one up here? There, the one up here, we're good? These are done? Did you pick this one up in the middle? Where's this one? We're right there? Okay, we got 2 more rows going. We're good. All right, man. Dude, thanks. That was a tough one. Thanks, man. Yeah. We'll come back to that. All right, man. This is kind of a fun one. I just need any black person who was in the United States for the past month. Preferably African American, but it doesn't really matter. Dude, you are on. Come on, man. I could ask anybody probably, but I'm going to ask you. What's your name?
My name is Collier, but most people here call me CJ.
CJ?
Yeah.
Collier or CJ? All right, it's that one. Explain that to the world.
Okay, so basically, I'm not going to lie. I tried it before I came up here, and it's actually good as
heck. It's good. It's really good.
Wait,
But
what's it?
Popeye's chicken sandwich. I guess kind of like in the black community, a lot of people, relate us to liking fried chicken and stuff. But like, Popeye's is good. So there's kind of like this thing, especially on Twitter, where everybody's sizing up the Popeye's chicken sandwich, saying that it tastes real good, and they're kind of like going on like Chick-fil-A, saying that Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich is like the throne they've been dethroned, and like people standing outside the lines at Popeyes, like somebody shot up at Popeyes, like they really on this.
Wait, they shot it up because they ran out of chicken sandwiches?
Fight the manager. Like. All right, but, yeah, it's just
What is it though?
It's a chicken sandwich.
Good?
It's just a good sandwich. Like I'm not gonna say it's like a 10 out of 10, but it's like an 8 or a 7. Like it's good. It was a good sandwich.
It's better than your grandmother's chicken sandwich?
My grandmother never made me a chicken sandwich, so
All right.
I don't know.
Anybody have a question? Anyone got one? Yes, ma'am. Right behind you.
My name is Ashley. Which is better, KFC or Popeyes?
Just in general,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say KFC for real.
Oh, dog.
No. But like for real, cause they have those KFC / Taco Bells. You can get you can get like half and half of what you want, like get some tacos or
I just
some
want
nachos.
to point something
Come on.
Yo, man. Okay, so I just want to point something out about race relations
Really?
in the United States. Dude, we were up here talking about the N-bomb and dropping the N-bomb, and you're all just like, yeah, okay, cool. But suddenly it's Popeye and KFC, and like we're all divided and stuff.
Dividing.
Damn. All right, man. Okay, that's it. Thanks, man. I have not had a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Yo, so I gotta just do I gotta do one quick thing. The next one I have is gonna be too long. So, yo, where's Gordon at? Gordon, where you at? Real fast. Dude, come here for a second, man. So this dude right here now you tell him, when were you in this class? And like...
I sat
Yeah,
right
you
in
can
that
come
same
over in the
seat
middle.
in 2003 as a freshman.
As a
with
freshman?
This guy.
Yeah, dude, with me.
That's awesome.
And
Best interview.
tell him the quick story about you and like
Oh,
where you're
man.
at now, what you discovered about yourself.
Yeah, we go way
Because
back.
there's somebody else in class who's you.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, so Sam did class a little differently back then, and Sam had Gay Day, and Sam's
Gay
up
Day,
here.
yeah.
And he was the first straight man in my life that said, dude, I don't know, I could be a woman, I could be gay, I could be whatever, like, who knows? Like, and his openness just, like, hit me. So I was telling him this on the way over. We were walking to class together. And that night, actually, I was back in Sproul Hall, smoked a shit ton of weed. Didn't get caught, thankfully. But I woke up at 4 a.m. with this panic attack. And I literally was like, holy shit, I'm gay. And like I knew that deep down inside, I just never had that actual thought and that phrase, like those words together, I'm gay, just never happened. Like that wasn't me, that wasn't who I was. And somehow Sam got in my head, and I worked through the coming out process over the course of sophomore year. I'm now fully out in my career, in my life. I'm married to a wonderful man who's an incredible person in my life. And life is good. I love it.
You guys are going to adopt, right?
We're in the process of adopting a baby.
Wait, so is he white?
He's white, yeah.
And you are, see that's the difference right here now. Wait,
Yeah.
okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
What, you're going to adopt a baby. Does it matter what ancestry it is?
Yeah, we're interested about that. We feel like we have a lot to learn, because that's definitely a question that comes up.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting. In the adoption process, you get a lot of education about adoption.
Yeah.
And so we met people that are adopted, we met people who have adopted, and we met 3 white couples with 1-year-old black children at home. And in talking to them, they were very humble about saying that I don't know how to raise a black person, and that they have a lot of learning to do as well. And so we're open to multiple races, but we'll see what happens, and I think that we have a lot to learn.
Dude, you do, and we had a cool conversation last class. Yo. Who was up here? So last class when we talked about adoption, cross-racial adoption, a couple of people talked about their experiences, being adopted by people of different ancestries, and it's really complex, and it's really, really intense. There's a lot to learn. And
so my husband has an uncle who's gay, and him and his partner are both white. One passed away, but they have 3 black children that they adopted.
Damn.
Back in like the 90s.
Yeah? Intense, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude.
Interesting family.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah,
and,
good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. Okay,